Van Damme would get back together after Universal Soldier. It's probably a rumor that's not true, but and that would have been a nice Street Fighter 2. Fuck. Cover Play. That was a Van Damme movie about a thief who's trapped inside a casino taken over by terrorists. So basically Die Hard in a casino, but I like those Die Hard in the movies. Die Hard in the Bus Speed, Die Hard in the Battleship Under Siege, Die Hard in the Train Under Siege 2, Die Hard in the Hockey Rink Sudden Death. So yeah, I like those movies. So you know, I would not have minded. The Monk with Ringo Lam, about a Shaolin monk who journeys to America to find his father, but unfortunately has to fight these evil crime lord guys. That would have been interesting. Nah, not really. There's actually a poster art, because they go to cons and they have this artwork to get money. They were actually going to make that movie. I think that would have been shitty actually. There was one time that Sheldon Lettich, he was talking about how he wanted to do a Van Damme movie. It was like Van Damme versus this sort of cult, like a horror movie. And they said it'd be like X-Files, sort of meets a little bit of Silence of the Lambs type shit. Where the fuck happened to that movie? No, instead you made fucking Universal Soldier 3 Van Damme, and it made sense that I get goobers right here when I'm talking about this shit. I'm not cutting this out because this actually perfects my feeling of Van Damme. This shitty, stupid-ass decisions. This not do the Kill a Bigfoot movie, which would have been fun. Would have been the best movie you did for a long time. This is not do this horror movie with cults that's like X-Files, Silence of the Lambs type shit. No, let's do fucking Universal Regeneration, which you had for 5 minutes. Let's turn down the Expendables, and let's do fucking Kung Fu Panda 2. Great. I actually looked up some Dolph 2. Apparently, anyone who ever knows of this, there's this horror film that's out there called It Waits. Originally, Dolph Lundgren was going to star in that movie. Well, there's like a remote wilderness, there's a demon that's been unleashed from a tomb. And at first I thought, oh, it's the Minion, right? No, this is a different movie. This took place in the wilderness. It was a fucking horror movie with demons and shit. It was a movie that eventually was made called It Waits. You can look on IMDb or even on YouTube, It Waits trailer, and you'll see the trailer for the movie. Now that movie was going to star Dolph Lundgren. Sucks because, I like to see Dolph Lundgren in a good horror movie. The only one he's done is The Minion, and that's not a good one. There's one called The Controller that was going to be directed by Sidney J. Fury. Conspiracy involving mind-enhancing drugs and a plan to use the drugs on the population. And Dolph's a cop the cops fight the crazies, in which they're outlaws on these sort of mind enhancers. And that would have been fun. That would have been interesting. There's a film, Meltdown, which was based on the script by John Carpenter. Now, of course, they had changed the script, but still it was based on a John Carpenter script. A terrorist group seizes... It's a sci-fi movie in which a terrorist group seizes a nuclear power plant and initiates a meltdown. Ex-Commando Dolph Lundgren is the only one who can save millions. It's like a sci-fi movie. Oh, that would have been interesting. Double or Nothing, directing and starring Dolph. About... I think he plays a lawyer who gets framed. Or some type of guy who gets framed, he gets out, goes after the guy who set him up, and finds out the guy who set him up is using Dolph's daughter in the sort of internet porn videos. And so Dolph tries to stop him, kick his ass, and set things right. This one, I was pissed. RPM, which they actually made with David Arquette. But no, 5 thieves, 500 cars, one day. A competition to see who's the best car thief. starring Matt Dillon, Dolph Lundgren, and Chow Yun-Fat. Unfucking believable. I guess back in the 80s there was an idea when Dolph Lundgren was with Grace Jones, they were going to be in a movie together called Interstate 10. Dolph as a biker escaping Miami and picking up Grace Jones along the way. Efrey, this would be interesting. There was a film, Ivory City, also called Warrant, in which Dolph would play an undercover New York City cop. I know Efrey's in New York, so yeah, there was a movie in which Dolph was going to play an undercover New York City cop. That would have been interesting. This is Creedar Baxley who directed I Come in Peace. He did an interview in which they were going to do a film in which it's called Man to Man. It was like an action, but it was also a comedy. Basically, a guy's driving to the desert on his way to Vegas, and he picks up a guy who happens to be an alien. And actually, they would have Dolph play the alien. And it would have been like insane action scenes. And hell, Creedar Baxley, who did I Come in Peace, he did Stone Cold. I mean, the guy can do action sequences, so. And plus, he has a little bit of color. I Come in Peace is funny at times. Stone Cold is funny at times. So, you know, it would have been nice, but then things fell apart, and yeah, that sucks. Hell, John Carpenter's Vampires. Originally, that was a film that Russell Mulcahy was going to direct, and Dolph Lundgren was going to be the vampire hunter. Like Steven Seagal, some other stuff for him. A pet project of his was to play Genghis Khan. Go figure. 2 films. Okay. I mentioned these films on my old account. Submerged. The film that came out originally. Now, Anthony Hickox directed that. Anthony Hickox usually directs horror movies. Originally, that was a horror movie in which they were fighting fucking mutants in a submarine. So what happens? Oh no, fuck that. We don't want a horror movie. We don't want mutants. Change the shit. I know it's called Submerged, but let's only be on the submarine for 5 fucking minutes. Oh yeah, Gary Daniels, you know how to fight? Fuck you. You're gonna die in 5 seconds. Even though he does say the immortal line, "Cocksucker, motherfucker." Best line Steven Seagal's ever said. I'm sorry. Then Attack Force. This is a movie on my old account. If you saw me with, punching the fucking case, like, whew, that was Attack Force. Shitty ass movie, because that was a sci-fi horror movie, and originally it was called Harvester, because it was about vampire space aliens, so pretty much fucking Life Force. So it's like Steve Seagal starring in a Life Force type movie. Instead, it's this drug that's very addictive and turns them into superhuman. But sorry I ended on a bad note there, but I know this is a long video. Long video. 4, 5, 6 parts, I'm sure. But the reason I did it was because it's interesting stuff. And the movies that could have been, if there's anyone out there who believes in alternate realities and stuff, imagine you step into an alternate reality and you can see these crazy ass movies that actually came to be. I don't know, it's just one of those things that what could have been. It's like Jaws 3, the original idea for Jaws 3 was a parody, like an Airplane or Hot Shots. Jaws 3, People Zero. After Jaws 3 and 4, that probably was the better idea. But, But, I don't know, if anyone out there knows any websites or, any stories, any movies that could have been, might have been, feel free to share them. I'll probably write it in text on the first part of the video. If anyone has any, feel free to share them. But thanks for bearing with me and my snot running all over the screen. But hell, I can't control it, so sue me. But anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned. For what? I don't know. But stay tuned, and take care. Later.